After no season and no state tournament in 2020, the high school girls lacrosse tournament is back in 2021. And today, Maple Grove challenges 6th-ranked Rosemount in the state quarterfinals. It's next here on CCX Sports. It's the final week of the high school lacrosse season in Minnesota. Today on CCX Sports, a state quarterfinal round matchup of the girls' state tournament featuring the Maple Grove Crimson and the Rosemount Irish. From Stillwater Area High School, John Jacobson along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, a beautiful day for lacrosse. It'll get warm later in the day. This is the first quarterfinal round game here in the morning. Maple Grove, a great season, 15-1 coming in. Rosemount at 12-4. They're the third seed for the tournament, coming out of a very tough South Suburban Conference.
Oh boy, that conference is loaded. Prior Lake, both Lakeville schools and all that, and they took third place, and that was an achievement for them. And they're a very, very young team, have been. They only got one senior playing on the starting, mostly juniors. But they had a really good season, and mainly because they can put the ball in the net. They've averaged 15 goals a game, 18 in the sections.
They got a lot of talent on that side of the field, no doubt. Maple Grove has been in the tournament now in their 6th appearance. For Rosemount, a lot of excitement for their lacrosse community. It's the Irish's first state tournament appearance.
Yeah, and talking to the coach of Rosemount, she's a little bit nervous about that. They were nervous in the section final against Sibley, but she said hopefully the butterflies are gone. They realize that Maple Grove's got the experience, so they're going to have to step up right away and be ready to play.
You saw Maple Grove, Dan, late in the season in the section tournament. What's your thoughts on them?
I think they got a shot at this thing, and I'll tell you why. They have a 3.5 goals against, and their name is Bridget Getch, and I think the goaltending here is the big difference. They just won the section final 4-2. 4-2! Elk River held the ball on them all the time, but she had an 80% save percentage. That's big coming into this game.
Let's look at our key players, starting with the Crimson. Maddie Bast, who had a terrific Section 8 tournament, really able to put the ball in the net.
This is an all-around player for lacrosse. She takes draws. She can handle the ball well, both hands. Moves extremely well and is aggressive. She don't like nobody getting near her in the ball. And she's very good at dishing it off, too. I mean, she's an all-around player that can basically do it all. She's fast, she's got attitude. She's a heck of a player.
And for Rosemount, they've got a lot of players who can score, including Selah Lotus, who's really had a terrific season. Can both score and dish the ball off. Has a lot of assists.
Oh, my God, yeah. And that's been their thing. They've got 122 assists total. That just don't happen. And she had an ankle injury early on in the year, so basically she's missed about a quarter of the season, and she's still got 69 points. Boy, she's going to be something to watch. She's fast, quick, very accurate with the ball, but really dishes well.
For Rosemount, what do you look for them? They think maybe they'll be a little nervous, but they've obviously got so much talent. What's the key for them to winning today?
Control the ball, get your shots. You're not going to alter to a defensive game. You never have. You won 13-12 in the final. So you just keep doing what you're doing. Attack the net, attack the net.
Great day, Dan. You and I standing next to each other. That hasn't happened in a long time, and it's great to see. We're excited for the state quarterfinals in lacrosse. It's coming up next here on CCX. Maple Grove and Rosemount. We'll be back with the first half right after this. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV. Not a cloud in the sky in Stillwater, Minnesota today as we get ready for state girls lacrosse. First game of 4 in the quarterfinals. Hill Murray Lakeville South to follow this one, and it's Eden Prairie Benilde St. Margaret's this afternoon, and then the last game of the day, Andover versus Prior Lake. Semifinals tomorrow and the championship at 3 p.m. here on Friday, Dan. So it's going to be warm today, but it's not as bad as some of the days we had last week. And it helps, I think, these girls are playing at 11 a.m. as opposed to that 3 or 5 o'clock game later.
Yeah, totally. And they've got water and everything, got tents put up. They're watching for the heat and stuff. And it's kind of unusual. We haven't done too many lacrosse games in the 80s or 90s.
No, that's all right.
I'm not arguing.
We done them in the rain and the snow and a lot of cold, but not like this. It's all right.
I'll take it any day of the week. This should be a really exciting game, John. We're looking at 2 offensive powerhouses here, and who's going to crack first, who's going to play the best D. That's what it's going to come down to, I believe. And both are aggressive, but the goaltending advantage is definitely with Maple Grove. Bridget Getz has put up a heck of a season this year, and we'll see how the senior goalie for Rosemount responds to that. She got him through a tight game, 13-12, to get here, and so I'm looking for a good one.
Madison Myers is senior and a captain, as Dan mentioned, the only senior on this roster for the Irish.
And she stepped up pretty good. Coach got a lot of confidence in her, but what we're going to watch here now is the draw is 2 of the best draw people are out there for Rosemount and Maple Grove, and that'll be a key part too, controlling the ball, getting the draws.
Crimson and maroon, the Irish in white. We are about ready to go. Winner will take on Hill Murray or Lakeville South Thursday here at 3 p.m. at Stillwater. Boys quarterfinals got underway yesterday. And they have a day off today, and then their semifinals tomorrow as well, and then the championship game for both boys and girls here Friday. We'll do it again. And now we're underway. Bast picking up the ground ball. Here come the Crimson on the move. All right, Dan, first possession, he gets set up. And the pass in front, bobbled and picked up by the Irish.
Well, the aggressiveness of Maple Grove showed up there. They went right at it again and turned it around. And here's another place, too, where they're going to be fabulous. The rides here, trying to prevent the breakup by Rosemount. I don't think Rosemont's seen as good a ride as Maple Grove can throw at them.
They have it set up again to the side and the back of the net. Now moving out in front, shot away and a goal. Courtney Lysing puts it away, and Maple Grove is on the board 52 seconds in.
Boy, a nice casual pace, and then bang, they turn on and go right to the net. Leasing coming in here, comes in hard, gets a real nice shot off. And boy, she was coming on the last few games we've seen her, John. She's really been more aggressive, and she's starting to score some more goals for them. And if they can get beyond their top 3 scores, although 15 players on Maple Grove have scored goals this year.
For Lysing, her 26th of the season. And so Maple Grove strikes first.
You could see the effect of Maddie Bass there, too, on the draw and setting up a quarterbacking to start out with. Let's see if they can win another draw.
Goal scorer number 21, Courtney Lysing. Assistant number 15, Danielle Key.
Assist to Danny Key on that goal. Get another whistle. It'll go to Maple Grove.
Legal procedure. Movement before the whistle, and so Maple Grove gets the ball back here.
Lysing, long pass down the left side, missed. And let's go over to Rosemount.
Not a good turnover there. Both teams, tremendous goal differentials. Maple Grove has got a plus 155 goals positively and 124 for the Rosemount Irish, so they can score.
Peyton State a long run up to midfield before finally giving up the pass.
First time we've seen the Irish offense work. Keep our eye out for number 10 for the Irish.
10 is Lotus. We talked about in the pregame, the big score for them. They have actually a lot of big scorers.
Another one we want to look at too is number 2, Allie Mackinac, who's really come on. She's only a point behind Zayla in points, 68 to 69.
Working outside, trying to go to the middle. Maple Grove defending pretty well. It wasn't really a chance there for Christensen to attack.
That's one of the coach's pet peeves too, John. You always tell your defense to get your sticks up, and Maple Grove's doing it automatically, and it's really messing with the passing lanes for the Irish right now. And frankly, to score and get, you're going to have to get inside on it. So
now a chance for Rosemount from the free position. Here comes Lotus, and she scores. And we're tied up.
Can't put the leading scorer in the free position, expect her not to score. Nice play by Sayla. She found a spot. She had to make a few extra moves because Getch was on her, but she found a hole and got it through.
Her 46th goal of the season ties it at 1.
You can see the nice move there, fake, and then she came back down and got it in the right spot.
Goal scorer number 10 for Rosemount, Sayla Lotus, unassisted.
I think it's fair to say both teams might hit double figures today, John.
Very well. This goal coming at 2:23 of the first half.
Maple Grove's outscored its section opponents 41 to 10. And Rosemount 54 to 18 in 3 games each.
Hey, we get a face-off without a whistle. Rosemount has control.
I think that's the first one they've won outright. Oh, look at this.
It's a strong attack and then losing the ball. We have a foul. Yes, we do on Maple Grove. I think we're going to have another free position opportunity here for the Irish.
Guess who?
Yes, Lotus on the run.
You know, we talked about the Maple Grove Crimson being aggressive. Boy, Lotus is not messing around. She went right toward the net, got her foul. Now she's back in the free position.
Goes in on Getch and scores. So 2 goals in under 30 seconds for Rosemount, and the Irish take the lead.
The Crims are going to have to keep their sticks under control and keep them in the right spot. That was a stick close to the head that caused that free position, and especially on Lotus. They're probably going to have to double team or have somebody slide to her at all times. You can see the move there, and she's just not missing today. Fairly important game in the lives of these girls, too.
No consolation play this year in the state tournaments. That held true for softball and for baseball yesterday. So lose today and the season ends. Different rules this year because of COVID-19 and these state tournaments were set up. So this is it today, Dan.
Was it the same for softball? Did they go double eliminate? They did.
I don't know. Just
Oh, another big win for the Irish here.
Another clean face-off win. They scored quickly after the last one. Otis passing, they work it back behind the net. Out in front, shot, and this one goes high over the Crimson net. But the Irish will keep possession.
Well, talking to the Irish coach, he was real happy how they moved the ball around. They got a tremendous amount of assists pretty much on every goal, and ironically, the first 2 goals here unassisted from a free position. Now
it's Maple Grove with possession. in their own end. Good pass. And a run up the middle of the field. Dropped and picked up twice. Here's Stensley, now squeezes through a couple of defenders, spins, Stensley still with it, then has it knocked away, but picked up by Maple Grove. Good run by Lauren Stensley, and Maple Grove keeping possession.
Yeah, we never expect that kind of aggressiveness from Miss Stensley, especially in hockey. Wow.
But Jamie Stolp was there to pick up the ground ball. Maple Grove has possession. Bast out top. Moves it right side. They're looking for that cutter in front. Becky Getch is their leading scorer, number 23.
Boy, good defense.
Yeah, good ride out of the wing, and then able to slip past the defender was Lysing as she got around. Emma Dukeshire, who's really playing strong defense.
Wow.
Maple Grove doesn't force it, though. They now pass it in front. Shot away, and that one goes wide of Myers in the net. Maple Grove keeps possession.
Created a nice opening there, John.
This one gets blocked. Ball on the ground. Maple Grove fighting for it. Rosemount player goes down. And Maple Grove, Bast, comes out of there with it.
Ground balls are key. Ground balls are very key.
Maple Grove fortunate that they've been able to win all of them in this possession. When ball has come loose, there's a whistle and a foul.
I saw this great defense. You look at the footwork, just staying centered and balanced, and finally gets beat, but this is a nice job on one of the better lacrosse players in the state of Minnesota.
Free position opportunity now for Maple Grove. Shot away and stop made. Myers got a piece of it and able to stop that opportunity from Elsa in this one, and then makes another save. Myers, a nice job. Good pressure there by Maple Grove in the last minute, and able to get it way downfield, and here come the Irish on the run. Rosemount attacking in front, a shot and a goal.
Pretty.
What a great goal. Tori Carrico, she had help, and it's 3-1 Irish.
It was basically 3-on-2 coming down once they got through. The beautiful long pass for a clear from the goalie, Madison Myers, up front to Lotus, and just a nice play, and they buried it. There was another option there, too. Both wings coming down, John, were open for Rosemount there. You see it coming down. She's got a choice of what she wants to do. Nice pass there to the right, and she just went and took it, but the left wing was coming down too clean and easy. Maple Grove got beat cleanly on that one.
For Carrico, her 16th goal of the season. It all started with that save and great outlet pass by the goalie Myers.
Yeah, so far Myers is kind of outplaying Getch here so far.
Another face-off win for Dukeshire. She got it to Lotus. Rosemount back on the move again offensively.
Goal scorer for the 21, Tori Carrico. And the assist to Ava Whelan. Tori Carrico from Ava Whelan.
Whelan getting the assist on the last goal. It's a pass in front, shot away, and a good stop by Bridget Getch. That's a big one, Dan. You don't want to go. There's a lot of game to go, but you don't want to go down 4-1. Now the turnover. Rosemount with it again. Out of play. It'll go back over to Maple Grove. So Irish give it right back.
It'll end up in Bridget Getch's stick, maybe. I don't know. She had some great clear-out passes last two times I saw her. She did the same thing right up the middle and would hit Maddie Bast on the run. But here's a good run right here.
Not looking as the pass goes behind Getch. Isn't anticipating a pass, and Rosemount there to pick it off. They lose it, and taken by Maple Grove. Icing and a whistle foul on Rosemount. Or excuse me, that was Maple Grove with the shot. Bast getting blocked, and here comes Rosemount again.
Bast had trouble switching to her left hand there and caused a turnover, and away the Irish go again. They're quick, John. They're getting out of their zone fast, and there was a good old-fashioned body check right there.
A whistle and a foul on Stensley.
Okay, now free position from the 12 meters, a little different than from the 8 meter here.
See how Lotus plays this. Immediately gives it up on a pass.
Smart play.
Back behind for Corico. On the ground, Corico picking it back up. She had the last goal here for Rosemount. And keep Lotus away from the net. Lost the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Rosemount though.
Well, good defensive stick check by the Crimson. Wasn't giving up on it, but she had a step on her, and they needed that stop there.
Turnover on the pass inbound, and it's back over to Maple Grove. Played 9 minutes here in the first half. Maple Grove scoring first, but Rosemount has scored the last 3. Now for the Crimson, you don't want to give the ball up here in your own end. Dan Getch going up the middle of the field. That one picked off by Rosemount.
Guess who watched some tape? They've shut down that middle long lead, so that's not going to be open to the Crimson. Nice defensive play by the Irish.
Move it a little bit left to the goal. Grove defending that side. They'll go back out top. The Irish know, what to do offensively. They're not going to rush a shot. At the same time, to be aggressive. A nice save by Getch, point blank, able to stop Emma Dukeshire.
Nice setup and play too by Lotus on that. She got a nice pass over the top.
Collision there brought a whistle against Rosemount. Oh, another turnover from Maple Grove. That's picked off as Whalen's able to get it off. Now down the middle of the field. Stopping there is Halak pass. Back behind the net. Had to go a little bit high there. Chase down to the sideline. Rosemount keeps possession.
Well,
Christensen.
We were talking about those high sticks by the Crimson. They had an effect there by an overthrow.
A little too aggressive defensively there on the Crimson. Pass. Whistle again against Maple Grove.
They're calling these stick checks, John, pretty close here.
Got a stang whistle there. There's a chance for Rosemount. Oh, that one just failed to connect. Trying to get it in front for Dukeshire, but Rosemount still with possession. Abbott gives it up on the pass, back behind the net. Irish will set up from there. They lead at 3-1 as we near the midway point of the first half. First quarterfinal round game of the day in the 2021 lacrosse tournament. Whalen takes a little shot, passes in front, and gets another big stop. Sums up big on Tony Carico.
It's 2 in a row for her.
And it stays 3-1. Maple Grove with possession. Pass failed to connect with Becky Getch. Rosemount unable to chase it down, though. It stays with Maple Grove. Megan Van Curler. On the restart here. Olsen passing it. Going out in front, trying to get it to Van Curler. One off her stick. Rosemount controls. They'll get it back to Myers to reset. Myers looking the field over. And just goes with the short pass here. Didn't have a long breakout opportunity in this case. Gets it to Carrico. Pass a little bit high, intended for Emma Tyson, but Lotus has it. She passes it. It's out in front. Whalen, whistle.
Oh, really?
And another foul on Maple Grove. Whelan was the offensive player here, number 1.
Got to see this move. I got to see where it's at. That stick. Boy, I didn't see it there. That's getting a little too picky. It's a state tournament game. Let it go, guys.
Ava Whelan with the score, the junior. Her first goal today makes it 4-1 Rosemount. Whelan with 46 goals on the season. She and Lotus each came in with 45 on the season. And there's number 46 for number 1.
2 out of the 3 goals, or 3 out of the 4 goals, have been from free positions. Only 1 was on a fast break, so Maple Grove's got to reconsider their defense to work according to the referee's calls here. I've only seen 1 free position given to Maple Grove. And apparently it looks like
No goal for the start.
no goal.
We're going to take that goal off the board, false start, and so knock off the goal from Whelan. You look at the defensive play again.
And it might have been way there in the beginning, but they should have blew the whistle fairly quickly.
So it's still 3-1, and Maple Grove with possession.
Grove's got to take advantage of this opportunity now. They got one taken off. Let's go. Let's get one and get this to within 1.
And Curler coming back, passing it to Stang. Now to Bast. Bast shadowed down that right side by Peyton State.
Yeah, at the rate Rosemount's playing good defense like this, John, they're going to have to start going to Crimson to pick and rolls and try to get that defense person peeled off from an attacker. Setting up for an individual dodge here, looks like. No, I guess not.
Fast pass in front.
And a free position here. That was a good call. You could see the stick getting up near in the orbital 9-inch around the head.
That's his Key. Danny Key from the free position
There
scores. Got an assist and now a goal today, her 36th of the season. Third leading goal scorer on the team, and it's 3-2.
Nice play, and it's, now a free position was set up, and then they've scored on it, taking advantage. So the coach is going to have to make some adjustment. And I think that's what's going to happen here with a timeout with the Irish now.
So 9:45 to play here in the first half, 3-2, our first timeout taken today. Danny, you had a chance to talk with both coaches before the game, and I know excited for the opportunity to play in this state tournament again.
Very much
for
so.
Rosemount for the first time.
Rosemont's very excited.
Yeah.
They're happy. Running through that schedule they got to get to state through that section was something else for them, and very enthusiastic, young. Coach is wonderful. You see Haley Karate there for Maple Grove. She's been here a few times, hasn't gotten over the hump, and so far a little bit of a tough start. But, the problem too, John, is you don't get a chance to play any of these teams out of the South Suburban with the way the COVID's been. You're stuck with your conference play. Well, I don't think anybody's going to argue that the South Suburban isn't better than the Northwest Suburban top to bottom. But so Maple Grove's got to regroup. And I think they're happy they got a really tight game against Elk River in the final, section final, Elk River Zimmerman.
A little bit of a breeze today, but not much of a factor so far in this early game. Temperature in the low 80s will certainly cook later in the day here at Stillwater, but not a bad start. And certainly preferable weather day than some of the ones we had last week with less humidity. And it's a nice overall day for lacrosse, the first game of the day. Hill Murray and Lakeville South will be arriving soon for the second quarterfinal at 1 o'clock. Eden Prairie and Benilde, the 4-5 game, and then Andover against number 1 Prior Lake in the nightcap at approximately 5 p.m. today.
I think this has been Andover's first trip to the tournament too, John, if I remember correctly. So we got 2 Northwest Suburban Conference teams in here in a brand new venue. This is the first time it's been out of Chanhassen and Minnetonka. We're out here in Stillwater. Just a beautiful facility, folks. This is gorgeous out here. And it was nice to see somebody else get a opportunity to host this tournament.
Well, different venues for a lot of the state tournaments. Not softball, but we had tennis in a different spot. Track and field is up at St. Michael Albertville High School later this week. Baseball mostly the same locations as we've had before. But nice to see Stillwater and east side of the metro getting a chance to host this tournament for the next couple of days.
Yeah, it's only going to make the sport grow. I was talking to one of the officials here who's from Stillwater High School, and the Stillwater girls lost in the section final to Hill Murray, and they were kind of sad they didn't get a chance to be here, but the boys are in.
15, Danielle Key, unassisted.
All right, so Key's score has been confirmed. It's 3-2 in favor of the Irish right now as we start another draw. I think both coaches have reset their defenses to kind of go with what's being called here, easy on the sticks, more body position. So when we saw the one isolated defense, the footwork was the key there, and she did a great job, the Irish defender. And that's what they're going to have to start working on. You can't reach with the stick anymore.
And the face-off win briefly for Maple Grove. They couldn't quite control it, though, and here comes Rosemount. Dukeshire giving it up on the pass, and Lotus gives it up quickly to the left. So quick passing. They work it to the left side to Christensen. Now back to the middle. It's Lotus. Haddock stops and gives it back to Lotus. Return pass, a shot away, and a goal. That was a great give and go there, Dan. Rosemount burying it, and it's 4-2.
Wow, just a real nice play, kind of a pick and roll move. Ball came out, went right back down the alley as the player was streaking through.
Scorer number 1, Ava Whelan.
Ava Whelan.
Number 10, Sailor Lotus. Whelan from Lotus.
That's her 46th goal of the year, third leading scorer, takes her to 55 points. So the top 3 scorers on both these teams are just potent. You could see like the Crimson were doing the double teams up top, but they got caught on it on that pick and roll.
Lotus, 2 goals and 2 assists already.
Ooh, legal procedure on the Crimson.
Danny talked about Rosemount and how aggressive they are. Look at them right after the winning the face-off, going right at it. Now they'll back it out, show a little patience, try to pick up this ground ball, get out the way out to midfield, and able to move it forward again.
Well, they were worried about state tournament nerves, and they have showed none so far, the Irish.
Some traffic in front, so they'll pass it back out. Coral Haddock throwing it in front. Player went down, and this ball picked up, and Christensen scores. The junior attack makes it 5-2.
Wow. Again, ground balls. They're losing. The Irish are losing the ground balls in their own zone, but they're picking them up here in the offensive zone and creating offensive opportunities here. Reese Christensen burying it now for the Irish. They now take a 5-2 lead.
Christensen, her 23rd goal of the season, unassisted at 16:25.
Biggest lead so far for the Irish. John, I'm surprised at how much the Irish are getting inside on Bridget Getch. Usually they keep them farther outside. Getch has made some really good saves. It's just they've been inside or on time, and of course the free placement there has hurt him too.
Yeah, two free position goals so far for Rosemount. One for Maple Grove. So against Rosemount here. Fast looking to her left, then throws it to the right, and here come the Crimson. Wilson passing in front, a lot of traffic there. She's trying to hit it to Lysing, and then it comes loose and they score.
Yeah, I think it was Becky Getch that picked it up here.
Back trailing the play and able to get one back here for Maple Grove at 16:55. So 30 seconds later, Maple Grove able to score. It's their third of the game. Look at it again. There's the missed pass.
Watch the rebound coming out.
Jamie Stoll.
Jamie Stolp unassisted. Gets the goal.
Big goal.
Her 14th of the season. Yeah, the bad pass didn't hurt them. When you have players that are looking for the ball and taking opportunities of a miss on your end, and you can put it away, that's all good. And Maple Grove gets a much needed third goal here. They get back to within 2.
Boy, the tide has turned on the draws, hasn't it? The Irish have won, I think, like 5 in a row right now.
Wheeler with the pass, alone in front is Christensen, stopped by Getch. But boy, she was all alone. And in front, Reese Christensen, and fortunately for Maple Grove, Bridget Getch, the senior goalie, able to make the save. Now Maple Grove on the run, trying to get another one back. Middle of the field was Stensley.
Yeah, Stensley sometimes with aggressive tends to run into double teams and stuff. She's got to be patient and pull it back. They got the ball back here. It's a critical possession. If they could score here, it'll try to give them some momentum here.
Olsen holding. It's the pass and knocked down. Whistle on Rosemount. Got a free position opportunity here for the Crimson.
Is that Becky Getch?
It's Courtney Lysing.
Courtney Lysing, sorry. Folks, I can't see. I'm on top of the press box here.
Lysing shoots, goes high, and beats Myers with the goal.
No, she didn't.
Oh,
hit the post.
That was in. It was not. And instead, Myers comes up with it, and out comes Rosemount.
There's that beautiful center breakout again. Boy, that's just really nice. Nice clear by the Irish. Boy, that hurts when you don't get the score on that free position. The Irish have been making it count, and I think that's 2 that the Crimson have missed.
So step and move by Lotus, pass. Whelan can't hang onto it, and Getch ends up with it. And then Maple Grove giving it back, and then a turnover, and the Crimson have it again. You looked at that missed opportunity a moment ago for the Crimson. Now here they come.
Good, smart thinking, slow it down. Yeah, Bridget Getz tried that center clear again, but they're covering it again, so you're going to have to look to your wings to get the clearing pass out.
Jenna Tim got her team into the offense. Now the Crimson will look to attacking and lost. Good defensive play is taken away by Key. Whistle, foul on Crimson.
Again, that stick up in the 9-inch area around the head that you can't put the stick into.
Nicole O'Neill made the good defensive play on the restart, now passing it ahead. Rosemount back in the attack zone again. Here's Lotus. Irish on the perimeter now, going in front, shot and a goal. That's Dukeshire.
Dukeshire finally getting a really nice opportunity, moved beautifully. They came from the left and moved to the right and just got a great shot. You gotta love someone who wears 13. You just gotta. Well, I'm impressed. You know, I was talking to the Rosemount coach, and she just said, you know, the way they move the ball is the proudest thing she is about this team. They are totally unselfish, and I'm absolutely astounded at how open they're getting on this Maple Grove Crimson defense. I haven't seen anybody do that to Maple Grove in the past 2 years, actually.
Assist to Ava Whelan. She's got a goal and an assist.
Oh, there we go. There's the
Kelsey
coach.
Long, second-year head coach.
Second year, yeah. Kind of a tough year last year, obviously, but
yeah, so kind of her first year. Right?
yeah.
I've talked to a handful of coaches this spring who technically their second year, but their first year really coaching up girls in games. So last year you had to try to keep them busy, and there was so much uncertainty whether or not they'd have a season. Ultimately, obviously, there wasn't. And they still try to keep the kids involved, and now able to have a more normal season this year. There's a shot and a lot of traffic there, and Getch able to deny the opportunity from Carrico. And turnover by Maple Grove. Whistle against Maple Grove.
Nice play defensively. The Irish held their ground, and Maple Grove ran into her, and the ball got knocked loose.
Lotus putting it back in play. Now Whelan.
Oh.
Whistle again against Maple Grove. Whelan will be free here. 12 yards out. From the free position, goes in low with the shot, and goes missed wide. And to the sideline, picked up by Rosemount.
Wow, that's the first one they've missed. That's good news for the Crimson.
Whelan with it again for Rosemount. Nice little spin move inside of Lysing. Does it again. Whelan still with it. Now we'll hand it off to Haddock.
Boy, not only do they pass it well, John, they move well, especially in dodge moves to get themselves open, even just to make a pass.
Lotus with the pass in front, a shot and a goal. It's Dukeshire with their second straight goal. And Rosemount now up on top 7-3.
I'm beginning to get convinced that Selah Lotus is the deal, boy. She's a player.
Number 13, second game, Emmett Dukeshire. From number 10, Selah Lotus. And the Crimson will take timeout.
Crimson take timeout as Lotus picks up another assist. We talked about all of the goals she had and the assists in the pregame. You can see evidence of that here in the first half. That those those assists are legit. I mean, she's setting up players in prime scoring position, and she's got players that can finish too.
Yeah,
teammates.
Well, and the nice thing too is they're moving. They got their feet moving, and they know that if they get open, they're going to get the ball. And a lot of times when you got a few superstars on the team, they won't give the ball up when you're open. And this is an all-around team play. And they know where they're supposed to be. They know when to get rid of the ball. Their timing's been very good. And being aggressive has gotten them on that free position line quite a few times to add to their goal total. So I'm really impressed with this Irish team. They are very good.
Rosemount in the season, 4 losses. Lakeville South, Prior Lake twice in Edina, so they weren't exactly losing to slouches. You look at the final poll in the state, Edina was number 1, Prior Lake number 2, Lakeville South number 3.
Yeah.
And South and Prior Lake are here at the state tournament.
That South Suburban is a meat grinder conference. It's kind of the Lake Conference of lacrosse. You get a look here on the rankings right now.
Edina unable to make it through the state tournament. That was the final regular season numbers. Prior Lake, Lakeville South, Blake, Chanhassen, and then there's Rosemount there at number 6, just ahead of Benilde St. Margaret's, who will play against Eden Prairie later. Minnetonka, Wayzata, and Eden Prairie at number 10. instead of losing a close one to Benilde St. Margaret's in their section final.
Yeah, everything's south, if you noticed. Everything's south, but it's nice to see Andover and Maple Grove get in here to represent the north, and hopefully they'll come out with a win. It helps towards your respectability in these polls type thing, but it's amazing the number one team didn't get in, so that says something.
And there's a look, it's mentioned at the bracket. Grove playing in this one against Rosemount. They'll take on either Lakeville South or Hillmer. The winner will, I should say. That game coming up at 1 o'clock today. And then the lower half of the bracket and upper half on your screen, Benilde St. Margaret's Eden Prairie, the 4-5 game in Prior Lake Andover today at 5 o'clock in the last quarterfinal round game. And then the semifinals here tomorrow and the championship game on Friday.
That Benilde St. Margaret game looks intriguing in Eden Prairie. That ought to be the game of the day right now.
Maple Grove's only loss of the season came to Eden Prairie. 14-9 back on May 8th.
Pretty close game, too. It was tight. 1-goal lead changes a number of times, but finally in the second half, late, the Eden Prairie Eagles pulled it out and put 3 straight in it. Got them some separation against the Crimson, but again, you know, when your conference isn't really good top to bottom and you're not able to play non-conference games, it hurts you. And we saw it in hockey, and we're seeing it here. This is one area where the Crimson got to get better. They got to start winning some draws.
And who's going to pick up this ground ball? They fight after it. Dukeshire trying to get to it. And finally picked up by the Irish. Lotus got it. And the ball dropped and the pass ahead, but picked right back up by Tori Carrico. Whelan pass it off to her left. Irish move in, shot away, and a goal.
Well, if they don't turn this faucet off, getting it on tight on Bridget Getch, this is going to be a long day for the Crimson.
Well, Allie Mackinac getting her first of the game. Her 28th of the season. Christensen with the assist, her 10th of the season.
Gives her 69 points for the year. Right behind her teammate Lotus. Boy, we could just tell the importance of the draw here, and that's really been the difference. After the first 3 minutes or so, Rosemount has really dominated in the draw circle, and it's made a plenty of difference.
8-3 Rosemount. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Great leap by Lotus to get that ball. Off the face-off win from Dukeshire. Whelan will give it back. And knocked away from behind. Nice defensive play there by Lysing. It's Irish had prime scoring position. Now we'll reset though as they get the ball back. Pass, Whelan, shot, and a goal. Whelan
had about a 5-yard free run right at it, could wind up and really rip it. Boy, the Crimson defense is just getting shredded here, totally. They're letting people get by them and clearing. Just great plays by Rosemount.
Assist number 10, Sayla Lotus. Whelan from Lotus.
Lotus her 4th assist. Whelan her 2nd goal to make it 9-3.
I wonder if anybody's looking at Lotus right now. They got to be. You know, Bridget Getch has got a full ride to Regis College in Massachusetts. And Maddie Bast is going to Northern Michigan. And Becky Getch, the sister of Bridget, is going to UW Eau Claire.
Win on the face-off for Rosemount.
Wow.
Dan, they don't seem like a side that's just going to back off either, right?
No, they're going to go right for the throat. They have no problem burying you. There it is again.
Pass to Whelan. That was a terrific setup. Dukeshire, just great touch on that pass, Dan.
yeah.
Didn't have a lot of room to thread that through and didn't fire it in there. Just a soft little toss, but right on target. And Whelan scores again.
I think that was pretty much the same play we saw the last time. And again, getting free and clear again with beautiful passes. You know, now Crimson, I think you start stacking in front of the net. Let them play outside all they want to, but look at how clean that is. That center area is just clear. Grove's got it cluttered up. They got to get some bodies inside there. 3 yards out and let nobody coming down the pike be free and open.
4 goals for Rosemount in the last minute, 22.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's 10-3.
You got to go to more zone defense against these guys. Make them take the long shot. Wow, we got a new face-off person here for the Crimson.
Collision. Yeah, Maple Grove, though, winning the draw as Olsen got it. Lysing taking the pass from Van Curler. 1 minute to play in the half. Lysing gonna bump off the defender. Now gets the pass off to Getch. Becky Getch move back out with it. And switch positions from where Lysing was. Set up back behind the Irish net with 40 seconds to go in the half. Getch stops. Back away from pressure. Pretty well played, though, by Whelan. She's not giving her a lot of room there. Now gets the pass in front, and then it's intercepted by Rosemount. Irish coming up defensively big. They'll go back on the attack. One last rush here with under 30 seconds to go. Pass a little bit high on the right side for Emma Tyson. And then Maple Grove able to get it back. They'll come back. Down to 10 seconds to play. Here comes Lysing. Through traffic. Went down. And a whistle. And
should be a free
we get
position.
a free position chance with 4 seconds to go in the half.
You know, it's one thing you don't see in the stats, John. Speed. Rosemount's fast. They're quick.
Lysing still trying to shake that off. Went down pretty hard. Whistle, and now the referee's going to be called over.
Sky judge.
Might be a little conversation about Lysing getting knocked down.
Well, that's what I was wondering. If you know, you could see she was a little bit shaken up. If they wanted to have her get some medical attention here, but it looks like after the discussion there,
or questioning maybe a yellow card. Okay.
Referees will get back in position. 3.9 seconds left on the clock. What we're waiting for now, Dan.
I think there's a cart behind the at the end of the field. They don't want people on the end zones. Our camera guy's about the only guy they'll let back in there.
Good to get that cart that was a good 120 yards away from the play, away from danger. That's what
These
you play
refs,
on.
These refs aren't moving it, are calling it by the book. Well, now that's cleared. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think there's a little less than 3 seconds left. They're going to do the timing down on the field. That's what the issue was. Shot away and save made by Myers, and that will be the end of the half. That's what it was. It was a clock issue. And so they're keeping time down on the field. There's a little more than 3.9 left. Regardless, Myers makes a big save on the icing from the free position to end the half. Nice half for Madison Myers. A great half for the Rosemount Irish. 4 late goals have really opened things up here, and they're up now in Maple Grove 10-3 at halftime.
I think the key word here is domination. Their speed, the ball movement has got the Crimson baffled right now. And the Crimson have got to completely regroup, set their D up better, and take advantage of the opportunities. But so far, it's all Rosemount.
We'll take a break, come back. Some first half highlights, second half of play coming up on CCX. You're watching the State High School Girls Lacrosse Tournament from Stillwater High School on CCX. Little break at halftime for the Rosemount Irish, and enjoying it, up 7 goals, 10-3 on Maple Grove at halftime. First quarterfinal round game of the day here in Stillwater from the State Girls Lacrosse Tournament. Dan, let's look at some highlights from the opening half of play. Maple Grove able to get on the board first in the first minute of play. Key to Lysing for the goal. Maple Grove's on the board at 52 seconds. But Rosemount able to answer as they have all season. Lotus from the free position at 2:23. It's another one at 3:04. Put Rosemount ahead at 2-1. Lotus, as we mentioned, how well she passes the ball, able to set up Tori Carrico there for the goal. And there's the no goal, that one that when they whistled for the procedure, that took a goal off the board for Wheelan. Maple Grove getting one back. Danny Key from the free position pull Maple Grove within 3-2. But that turns out that's as close as they get here in the first half. Dan, again, Rosemount continuing to attack. Strong passing. Wheelan from Lotus. Another goal here off the ground ball pickup. They're just everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah. They're finding all the holes in the Crimson D. They're making great passes that are right on the money. And they're right behind the 8 ball right now, and they're losing draws, John. I mean, I don't think they want to draw in the last 10 minutes of that half.
After the Jamie Stoltz goal, you saw the one that went off the crossbar, off the free position chance, and then Rosemount aggressive, continuing to attack and scoring 5 goals in the last 5+ minutes, including 4 in the last 2 minutes, Dana. 2.5 minutes.
They really put it on. They're looking good, man. No nerves. Move the ball extremely well, as predicted. And right now, they're just shredding the Maple Grove defense. Maple Grove, they got to bring 3 people down in front of Getch. Let Irish have the outside. Just stop anybody from coming down the crease and make them shoot from the outside.
Wheelan with 3 goals, has an assist. Dukeshire, a couple of goals. And Lotus, a couple of goals early, but her real damage has come passing. Damn, 4 assists for Lotus in the day.
6 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, that's what we call a player. That is a player. She's shifty moves. I mean, some of the moves she's made changing direction have been just extraordinarily good, but she sees the field collectively so well. I would stick a ghost on her. Just stay on her and don't let her out of your sight. Stay within a foot of her at all times. But we'll see what adjustments these teams come up with here at halftime. And right now, Rosemount cruising. Get some water, get some rest, and let's go out and do what we do. Crimson, let's restructure our defense.
Rosemount 10, Maple Grove 3 at halftime. Back with more Girls Lacrosse from Stillwater after this.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
We're at Stillwater High School. Second half of the first quarterfinal round game coming up between Rosemount and Maple Grove. Maple Grove scoring first. Pulled to within 6-3 in the final 10 minutes, but then Rosemount closing strong, Dan, and they're up 10-3 here at halftime.
Once they got on a roll, they got on a roll. It didn't even, it's like a fly swat when Maple Grove scores on them because they just keep coming back. But, well, we'll see. Rosemount's been very impressive in the draw circle and down in the crease area in the attack zone. They've just done a tremendous job. Oh, and did I mention defense, John? And we saw a good example of that, just how tough they are. I mean, Maple Grove isn't going to get any one-on-one dodge situations here. They're getting covered thoroughly. So if they can get a couple draws here and get some turnovers, get a few goals, 2 or 3 goals, we might have a new ball game here.
Well, I think they'll need to score early, Dan. You don't want to let that clock go down. You have 25 minutes to play. Trailing by 7 against a very good team.
I got a question for you. Where's Becky Getch?
Yeah.
Where's Becky Getch? She's
well defended.
Well defended. Yeah, to say the least. Set some pick and rolls up for her.
Crimson's leading scorer, not scored yet today. The goals have come from Lysing, Key, and Stolp.
Maple Grove might have found a draw person here.
Olsen taking the draw again, as she did late in the half. Rosemount ends up with it. And here they go with the first full possession of the second half. Lotus run up the middle. Has it knocked away and a whistle. Stick foul on Maple Grove. So give Lotus another opportunity from the free position where she converted twice in the first half. Get a chance to do so here in the opening minute of the second half. And Getch gets a piece of it and makes the stop. Rosemount and loses it, and it'll go over to Maple Grove.
Oh, no deflection on that. Referee was right there. That's a break for the Crimson here.
Stensley will float the pass ahead. Pass by Stang up into some traffic, picked off. Then back comes Mrozinski for Rosemount. They work it ahead to Whelan. And in front, Christensen gets stopped by Getch, and then coming out of their traffic with it was Stolp. And foul here on Rosemount.
Still good defense. They are covering the Crimson players moving down the field. Nobody's really open.
Ball knocked away from Lysing. Possession back. Maple Grove moving in some traffic. Lysing somehow got between two players. Still has the ball. I think Rosemount hesitated for a moment. Didn't think she still had it. Lysing now coming to this front of the net. Gives up on the pass. Bass spinning, turns, shoots, and fired it wide of the net. So Maple Grove will reset here. She's trying to get on the board here in the second half.
Let's go defense! Let's go defense!
Bast with the pass. The 3 white jerseys around the Crimson in front, Dan.
The line of slide. Nice slide by the D there as they came across the top looking for a shot from the right side.
trying to set up Becky Getch and couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But they do get an opportunity here from the free position. Shot away and the save made. Myers again comes up big. Makes the save on Danny Key. Myers has made some really nice saves here, Dan.
Well, what do they say? Seniors got to play like seniors? She's playing like a senior with experience.
Whistle against Maple Grove. And here come the Irish. Still 10-3, same score we had at halftime. Played 3.5 minutes here in the second half. Takeaway for Maple Grove.
All right.
See if they can get control of the ball, and they never could, and picked up on a ground ball instead by Rosemount.
Yeah, Rosemount will be smart here too and just take some time off the clock. You know, you really don't need to score.
Here's Whelan. Goes low with the shot, gets ready for it though and makes the save. There's a Getch getting it out to Courtney Lysing. Here comes Danny Key. Key with the pass. Becky Getch with a shot away and a goal. She's on the board. Maple Grove's on the board here in the second half, and it's 10-4.
Well, you pointed out about a minute ago or so they were trying to create space for Becky Getch. They finally got her some, and she buried it. And a couple really good defensive plays by the Crimson here. They are sticking somebody in front of the net, but you see Becky coming around, didn't take the initial shot, moved more toward her left, and then got a little bit of an opening from her left side and buried it. Oh, Olsen got it.
No, I think that's wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right. See Haley Karate out here encouraging the girls. Okay, then it was Olsen. Well, they got Olsen now. Now she's in the draw circle again, and she's been doing okay. Last game we did against the Crimson, Olsen really came alive in the second half, scored 3 goals in the game we did, and really played well. Yeah, that's a little over-aggressive there. What? Okay.
Damn. I did not agree with it to call it first, but then it's all right. Here's the pass in front. And a giveaway, and it's Rosemount with it, and they lose it.
That's Olsen right there. Well, it looks like they're getting some energy from Miss Olsen here. She ain't messing around.
Possession for the Irish.
Oh, nice pass.
Dukeshire out the middle of the field. Here's Whelan. Been an effective weapon for them today. Whelan backs it off, lost it. Bass trying to chase it down and for Maple Grove. Couple of defenders around her. And it'll go over to Rosemount.
You really want to
be over to Maple Grove.
You really want to get, I mean, they got a break there at Maple Grove, but you really want to get 2 people down there. I see Rosemount was smart enough to get 2 people down there trying to get the ball back.
Here's Olsen. Olsen trying to find some space, gets open. Olsen on the run, shot away. And a whistle, stick foul on Rosemount.
Yep. I've been impressed with Olsen. She's really done a nice job with her role as far as being pesky on defense, scoring goals, and on the draw. She's doing a great job. She's got to take a break right now.
Yellow card.
on Olsen. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's going to put them down a man, I believe.
Olsen's got to come out on the yellow.
It's the only time in girls lacrosse where there is actually a penalty box scenario when a yellow card is given.
So off the foul, Rosemount with possession across midfield. The pass in the middle, Whelan, and stop made by Bridget Getch.
Nice play on both ends there.
They stay at 10-4, 18 minutes to play here, a little more here in the second half. Pass to the side of the net, in front. Crimson still with possession. Pass whistle and foul on Rosemount. Lighting an opportunity from the free position.
Yeah, kind of a cross check there, came up high at the stick, two hands on the back. These are all key moments. I mean, the Crimson, every time they get a free position, probably will need to score on every one of them.
Icing is shot, goes high. Crimson keep possession back behind the net now.
Well, the Irish defense got over there too, got a stick in the way, so she really couldn't let it go normally.
Whistle against the Crimson here, and possession back to Rosemount.
Look at this pass. Wow.
Great pass down the center of the field from the goalie Myers.
Wide open.
Pass in front, a shot away, and that gets blocked by Getch off the opportunity from Mackinac. That was a great looking attack, but Rosemount unable to finish. They still do have the ball though. Pass in front to Whelan, shot, and Getch gets a piece of that. Do another save for Getch. Keeping Rosemount at 10. Maple Grove though is going to need to score, Dan, I think on most of their possessions here. You can't count on keeping Rosemount down the entire half, and you're still down 6. Just over 15 and a half minutes to play. Brought up field by Tim. Still with it. Now it's Stolp, and she'll give it up on the pass. The stick of Sukup. Maddie Sukup passing. Becky Getch. Rosemount collapses around her. Whistle. Foul on the Irish.
Now key here is Getch's got to hit the net. She just got it. You can't miss the net on these. You got to make the goalie work at it. You've got the advantage. You know, don't miss the net.
Getch from the free position. Lost it as she came to the net. Might have had her stick knocked a little bit there by the Irish. And lost possession. Getting it back is Maple Grove, scooping up the ground ball. The Irish, a whistle, a foul on Maple Grove. So Crimson unable to take advantage there of the free position opportunity, and the Irish have it back.
I was trying to get in too close. She probably just took a couple steps and shot it because Rosemount's quick on getting over there. That's been the difference, too, with the free positions. Rosemount's been able to choke it off on the shooter, and Crimson have not done the same thing with the Rosemount girls. They just get the shot off quick. I'm sorry, John, I got to say it. There's too many stick fouls here, you got to let some of it go. This is the quarterfinal of a state tournament. We've had too many stop and goes here.
Rosemount, and that ball on the ground. Fought for, and the Irish have it. Nice little dodge there at midfield. Gets the Irish some space. Pass in front, too high. And it'll be picked up by Danny Key. Key, we're in tight on her. That drew a whistle.
You see how they bracket him, John? They get one on the Irish get one on the right, one on the left, and they bracket him, and then just squeeze as they play defense with the running player.
Lost by Gatchin. It's back into the hands of the Irish. Cross midfield it comes to Ella Mills. Mills pushing it up that right side. Shadowed by the Crimson. And we'll move it back behind the Maple Grove net. Stensley right with her. Now gives it up on the pass out high. Middle of the field. Dukeshire moving in. She took a whack in the head. Now it brings a whistle. And Dukeshire will get an opportunity here from the free position.
I just like the way the Irish take it deep down inside the Crimson zone, make them go the whole field. They don't leave any opportunity for a flying break here by giving up the ball around the 20 or 30 yard line.
Dukeshire will fake a shot and goes wide of the net.
Little early movement there, but they didn't catch it.
Rosemount with possession. Still looking for their first goal here in the second half. We've had one goal total in the first half after having 13 in the first half. We've played nearly 15 minutes already.
Well, the Crimson have had the better opportunities in this half.
There's a shot and a goal. Spoke too soon. You knew eventually the Irish are going to get on the board, and there they do. And it's 11-4.
You're not going to stop them for a whole half.
No.
But just the opportunities that the Crimson had at the other end have just been, it sucks the soul out of you a little bit when you're not scoring on the free positions.
Irish goal scorer number 13, Emma Dukeshire, unassisted.
Dukeshire unassisted gets her third of the day at 13:50 of the second half.
13's having a day.
Let's go Irish! Let's go Irish!
Dukeshire with 3 goals and an assist. Now 45 goals on the season. That gives Rosemount 3 players with 45 or more goals in this their 17th game of the season.
Well, this Rosemount squad right now looks like the real deal. They are playing tremendous lacrosse right now.
Well, if this lead holds, they'll get another shot at Lakeville South that they lost to back in their second game of the season in April, 14-11.
No, close game.
Lakeville South playing Hill Murray in the second quarterfinal round game.
See who's gotten better over the course of the year.
Rosemount trying to add to its lead here in the second half, trying to make sure they get to that next round. Whelan passing it out. Haddock. A little scoop shot, or pass rather, by her. getting it back, going low with the shot, and sent it wide of Getch in the Crimson net.
Boy, John, I'll tell you, there's nothing better than a warm Diet Coke. Wow.
He needed to bring a cooler with you, Dan.
Yeah.
Leaving it out cooking on the table here.
You're sitting on top of the press box up here. Great view, but it's getting a little warm up here. Another free position here for the Irish.
Here we are, Dan. No, that way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right down there. Where we did pregame.
There we go. On the field. The guy with a good-looking hat.
Right. Shot a goal. Dukeshire. Back-to-back goals for her 4th of the day, and it's 12-4.
Right now, the Crimson are hoping Dukeshire is just going to get heat exhaustion or just kind of have to go out of the game for something. My gosh, he's just heating up. Again, same thing, rolling a runner, rolling a cutter right through the guts, getting the ball right on her stick so she can shoot. You know, that's been the other thing, John, that the Rosemont's getting those balls right on the sticks in the passing area. They really don't have to reach or stretch that much to catch it.
Goal scorer for the Irish, number 13, Emma Dukeshire. Assist to number 1, Ava Whelan. Dukeshire scores from Whelan.
Whelan's got 3 goals today, but also 2 assists in the day. Dukeshire with 4 goals gives her 46 for the season.
Yeah, with the exception of the free positions, they've all been pretty much assisted goals, 1 or 2 people easy. Well, 1 person.
Ball with the air. Olsen can't control it. It's back to Dukeshire for Rosemount. Here come the Irish. First state tournament appearance for Rosemount. Looking for their first state tournament win here this afternoon. Pass in front. Now it's Whelan with a shot. Save made by Getch. That was an unselfish play there by Allie McInnack, who could have pulled the trigger. Instead, gave it to Whelan, who she thought maybe had a better chance of scoring, and Getch made the save.
Well, McInnack, I think, had a problem switching hands. They were too tight. She couldn't cleanly switch her hands, and that's why she gave it up. Nice play by her, though. Good catch, John. You can't underestimate the ability to change hands, go from your right to your left quickly. It really throws the defense off when you're able to do that.
Stensley losing it in traffic, but picked back up by Maple Grove. Key hands it off to Becky Getch. Whistle. Everybody looking. The Referees are going to confer briefly and play on. It'll be Maple Grove possession. Here's Getch. Whelan knocked it away from her. Good defensive play by Whelan has not only been effective on offense, came up with a couple of big defensive plays. Pass given away here, and a shot in front and a goal. Rifling it in is Courtney Lysing.
Lysing finally getting an open opportunity, and she fires it home, and nice pass in there to her. Right there,
Second of the game for
and
the
she
Crimson,
just
21,
ripped
Courtney
it.
Lysing.
Well, she's been working hard. She got rewarded for it that
Assist to
time.
57, Maddie Bast.
Bast picks up her first
Lysing
point of the
for
day
the Crimson.
on the assist. Lysing now 27 goals on the season. But for Maple Grove, just 7.5 minutes to play and trailing by 7. Same margin we had at halftime.
Ooh, another mistake by the Crimson.
No possession for Rosemount. Pass behind Mackinac. Chased down at the sideline. Unable to get there in time was Reese Christensen. It's over to Maple Grove.
One of the very few unforced errors.
Lysing gets bumped, and that drew a whistle. Gets it on the restart. Pass out front, wide open is Getch. Then Rosemount quickly closes. Getch, pass, shot away. And getting a piece of that was Myers.
Well, a couple mistakes by Irish here, and the Crimson stayed aggressive on it and kept possession. But boy, that Rosemount defense is tough to chew through. Bang, slide right there. Watch every time now. When the Crimson player approaches, one Irish player will step up, and then another one will come to the other side to bracket.
Key, shot away, and to go high with it. Myers ready for it, makes the save. With 6 minutes to play in the game. Pass for Whelan, shot, save made by Getch. Getch able to come up and make the stop on Ava Whelan. On pass. And out comes Lysing with it to midfield. Lysing pass. A little bit high, goes to the far side of the net, almost to a teammate. Instead chased down far side. Maple Grove will start it out from there.
I see Rosemount's kind of tightened up their defense. They're not coming out to attack Maple Grove. They're staying up by the 8-meter mark and making them come to them.
Pass, gives it up on the pass. Here's Key, still holding, has come all the way out top with the ball. And her pass gets intercepted. Rosemount coming up with the play defensively. Pass out to midfield. Didn't connect. Ball still on the ground. And Stensley has it. To Olsen. Whistle on Rosemount.
Boy, they're so good at surrounding you as a defender. You got to keep moving, or they'll get 3 to 4 people on you right now.
Here's Lysing. Stops. Gives the pass back up. Olsen cutting to the middle. And well defended by Rosemount. They cut her right off. Dan didn't get Olsen an opportunity to get any further in.
Well, they bracket like that, John, and no matter which way you turn, there's got a defensive stick that's going to come into play there, and they're very well tutored on that. You don't see that often. The consistency they've had throughout the game, and as I talked to the Rosemount coach too, she said, despite the age of these kids, it's like consistency has been their thing all year. So they know what they're going to get consistently, and then they've played toward it.
Irish take a timeout with 3:41 to go here in the second half, or in the game. And no consolation play, so this will be it for Maple Grove. Rosemount's going to move on to the semifinal round. It rescued maybe a few more players here in the game in the last few minutes to get some state tournament time here on the turf at Stillwater.
Well, no matter what, it's always a good thing to go to state. There's no getting around that.
Right.
And Maple Grove made it. And I'm happy for Andover, too, from our area. That made it.
We have a little real estate out here at Stillwater High School. As I look out, the timeout, the practice fields that lay beyond us here. You can see the teams for Game 2 warming up beyond where we are. And the beautiful field house that they have and school.
Pony Stadium's quite impressive, too. They got a shelter house down there, which is nice. But looking at the 2 football artificial fields, a soccer and lacrosse artificial field, and then the main stadium. And unbelievable, these plants. We didn't even have our own football stadium when I was in high school, John.
Yeah.
We had to share one. The same with the hockey rink. Of course, that's in Dark Age, Wisconsin. You know, we're still in the Neanderthal age over there, I guess, right? Man. But I got to tell you, that the Irish look like the real deal. They're a good executing team with some outstanding players on it.
Well, they've played well in all facets of the game. I mean, you saw, especially in that first half, how skilled they are offensively. But defensively, they've not given Maple Grove many chances, breaking up scoring opportunities or just breaking up passes. And then the goaltending's been really good. Madison Myers has come up with some big stops today.
She's played with or better than Getch right now. I mean, Getch has made some outstanding saves, like one-on-one with the shooter in front of her. But Myers has made some key saves, and her clearing has been very, very good today. She's gotten it out there to her players, and they've been able to bust it out. So kind of ran into a whirlwind here for the Crimson. And like I said, I think the season had a lot to do with it, but just confidence. These kids played their system, and they know it works, and they just kept playing it, and there you go. You got yourself a big lead.
Yeah, it's our last game of the year. I want to thank you for all your work on the lacrosse. You and Jay and Steve Thompson and I bringing you the high school lacrosse this season. You've been a constant at every single game, so we appreciate that.
Oh, I'm retired, John. I got nothing to do. You know how much I love it. This is fabulous, and it keeps me in touch with the kids. I want to thank our directors and our crew, our camera people. Guys, you're the best. I mean, you really cover a game well and make all of our jobs easier. So thank you, all of you. And John, again, for the opportunity. Thanks for letting me be here.
Our crew has done a great job this year, and especially these last few weeks. Today's warm, but there have been some unbearable days, and our truck is like the easy bake oven. It's so hot in there, and it's unbearable to work in there. And so I want to thank all of our crew, not only today, but have worked all spring here today as well.
They've had a trial. We did a 90-degree game in Maple Grove, and the air conditioning didn't work on the truck.
Well, it rarely works, Dan.
Really? Quiet. We're on the air.
It doesn't work very well. Oh, I know. It doesn't work properly. How's that? Danny Key with it. Trying to get Maple Grove another goal or two perhaps here before we close it out. The last 3 minutes of play. Lost to Rosemount. Whelan has it, gets it back to Myers.
I would expect they hope to clear their benches, give all the girls in the team a chance to play in the state tournament.
Trying to catch up with it was Christensen, and does for Rosemount.
You ever had a sedative?
Is it up on the pass to Duke Scher?
The funny thing is, you know what name you really haven't called this much in the second half?
Lotus.
Lotus.
Right.
See, folks, he's actually pretty smart.
He's not been involved in the scoring, but she was involved enough in that first half with the 2 goals and the 4 assists to give the Irish the 10-3 lead. That, and they've only scored a couple times here in the second half. That it hasn't mattered.
No.
But and defense has been the key here in the second half. Now they'll get an opportunity from the free position. Christensen.
Oh,
Back it out.
beautiful. God, what a smart decision that was. Take some time off the clock.
Pass in front. Carrico had a little trouble with it. Now we'll scoop it back up. Now kill some more time. Pass backing out to Rosinski. Not a Lotus. Carl Haddock. Christensen, shot fired wide.
Minute 23 left here now as
Mackinac on the pass. Carrico will chase it down. Stay with the Irish. Move it to the middle. Let's back it off. Haddock. Pass to Christensen. Dukeshire falls down. Whistle. Pass will go against Crimson. We'll see it again. Dukeshire from the free position.
What a game she's had. Yep, pulls it out. Nice. This is what a classy group of girls. Don't need to score. Run some time off the clock. Don't rub it in. Nicely played.
Down to 40 seconds to play. Put it toward the net. It's deflected and in the stick of Getch. One final time. So the last game of the season for these Crimson seniors. And Rosemount, except for Myers, will all be back next year. They'll all be back tomorrow. I know that much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
For the semifinals. And while there's no consolation game, there is a third place game. So Rosemount, regardless of tomorrow's outcome, will have 2 games left following today. A nice pass in front. Shot. Getch makes the save.
Getch has had a nice game for him, even though she's had 12 scored on her.
And that is the end of the game. So we only get 4 goals in the second half, but 13 in the first half, including 10 by number 6, Rosemount, and the third seeded Irish win it going away, Dan, 12-5 to go to 13-4 on the season, and more importantly, a spot on the state semifinals tomorrow afternoon.
You think that third seed held up? I think so. Yeah, they were something else, and nobody had known really because they'd never been to state before. But what a tremendous game by the Irish. They're the real deal. It was a good season for the Crimson. They did very well, won the conference, and got through sections again, but just not enough to take on the power from the south.
Maple Grove finishes the season with a 15-2 record. Rosemount, as I mentioned, now 13-4. They'll take on either Hill Murray or Lakeville South Thursday at 3 p.m. here at Stillwater High School. Thanks again to all of our crew for today and for their work all spring and all season. We'll be back with fall sports in late August. Look forward to that. For Dan Ficken, all of our crew here today, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in to State Girls Lacrosse from Stillwater High School. Final score again, the Rosemount Irish 12, the Maple Grove Crimson 5.